Greetings Midcoast Ukes, Jeff Weinberger coming at you here with a new tutorial. I'd like to today show you a strum that I use for Bad Moon Rising by CCR. We do that song sometimes in our jams and hopefully soon in our rehearsals starting in October. But here's the idea. You're separating the strings. You're doing something that I've talked about quite a bit in the past, but let's go over it. Just make sure everyone's up to speed on this technique. You're aiming, for instance, on a G chord, the first chord of the song, you're aiming for maybe the top two strings, the two strings that are closest to you, closest to your eyes. And then you're going for maybe the two strings furthest away, towards the floor. It's not an exact science. You may end up hitting three strings that are closer to you and maybe one string that's further away, or three strings. We're not really worried about exactly how many strings you're hitting. It's roughly 2 and 2. Sometimes known as a boom chick strum. That's what I oftentimes call it. It's used in lots of different genres of music, but in this case, 60s rock and roll. But you can use it in folk and country and all kinds of stuff. So, using my index finger, like normal, you know, we're using the very tip of the finger, right where the fingernail is. You can actually use the fingernail if you want to get a more percussive sound. Or in my case, my fingernail is very short right now. My thumbnail's long, but my fingers, I had to lop off the nails. They broke. But if you have a long fingernail, you could use that to strum, just like a guitar player might use a pick. So that's the first thing. And then the next thing is that you can add other stuff to that. You know, you can do your closer strings and your further strings, or if you will, near, far. But then you can add some other stuff to that. And that's exactly what we're doing to imitate John Fogerty's guitar part on that song. We're hitting the nearest strings, hitting the further away strings, both on a downstroke. But then we add something after that. And what that is a quick up and a down. I won't explain all the technical stuff about that, eighth rests and 16th notes and dotted this and tied that. I'll just let you do it by sound, but here it is very slowly. So it's a down strum on the near strings, a down strum on the far strings, a quick up strum on the far strings, and then a quick down strum on either the far strings or all four. It's up to you. It sounds good either way. Some people need, you know, a great amount of detail, and they want me to really zoom in with a zoom lens here to show you exactly what's going on. But to be honest, I don't do it exactly the same way every time, and it's an overall effect we're going for. It's not important to get it exactly right. There is no right. As long as it has the effect, it's right. Whether you happen to hit one string, two strings, three strings, it's the overall sound. So don't get too worried about the details for now. I'll be glad to answer any questions, though, if anyone has a specific thing that they want to understand and they want me to zoom in on the exact details. I'd be happy to do that. Each and every one of these strums can be written out. They can be notated with actual music notation or tablature. So again, Bad Moon Rising, you got a D chord next after that G chord. That one I just do a near, far. You only have 2 beats, so you only have time to go 1, 2. And then on the C chord, you only have 2 beats, so you only have time to do a 1, 2. So that doesn't get the same strum as the G chord. The G chord being 4 beats, that gets the full strum. Now, in case you're wondering what I'm doing there, that's just something, there's a bunch of names for it. A boogie shuffle, a blues shuffle, a boogie woogie rhythm. There's all kinds of names for it, whatever you happen to call it. It is taking the G chord and adding your pinky to the C string 4th fret while still holding down the G chord, and then lifting your pinky. That gives you that learn so many songs. It's kind of a Chuck Berry thing, actually. Late 50s electric guitar technique. Going back even further, though, back to the 30s, Robert Johnson on acoustic guitar doing that same kind of shuffle thing. It comes from blues, but then rock and roll adopted it. So put that together. At regular speed. So hopefully that gives you a little bit more insight into how to strum that song. I know that it's a fairly easy song to play, but to get that real catchy rock and roll rhythm going, you have to go a little bit out of your way and separate the strings like that. All right, Midcoast Ukes, hope you enjoyed that. Hope you learned a lot, and I will catch you later. Bye-bye.